2023 will be the year of the Tesla Cybertruck. As one of the most anticipated and controversial automotive designs ever created finally comes to production at Giga, Texas. And yeah, I'm pretty sure we did say more or less the same thing about 2022 at some time in the past, but we're pretty sure that this time around we are the most correct we've ever been, which is still a low bar. Anyway, all signs point towards a Tesla Cybertruck release in 2023, and it's been a very long time now since the original concept unveiling event back in 2019. A lot has changed with this electric pickup truck in the time since, and mostly for the better. Elon Musk has said that he wants to make the Cybertruck a showcase for Tesla's cutting-edge technology, like making a truck and a boat all in one. So let's talk about what that's going to look like and how the Cybertruck will not only live up to its own hype, but actually push the boundaries of vehicle design to a whole new level. Let's knock down a few known knowns before we start getting into any weird stuff. We can already say that the original Cybertruck spec sheet from 2019 is completely out the window. Tesla hasn't even listed it on their website in months, but Elon Musk has let us know that the top-tier Cybertruck is going off-script with both four-wheel steering and four-motor all-wheel drive. And these are very important features to have, not only for the performance benefits that these offer in extreme use cases like off-roading, but also in making this vehicle more accessible for a wider range of drivers. And we know that Elon Musk's primary goal with his consumer products is to build things that people love. So making the product as user-friendly as possible plays directly into that philosophy. Now, it's not impossible to drive a large vehicle without these technical advantages. There are plenty of dudes out there who mob around in Ford F-350 pickups, but if you put the average car driver behind the wheel of one of those things, they'd probably rather shit their pants than try and navigate into a parking spot. Four-wheel steering fixes a lot of this problem. That's why GM put it in their Hummer EV. It's a similar, humongous vehicle platform to the Cybertruck. I'm not sure exactly how they compare, but they look pretty much the same size. And with four-wheel steering, it allows these monsters to achieve a similar turning radius to your average sedan or small SUV, or sometimes even better, it allows for the diagonal crab walk travel. So whether the Tesla is being driven manually or driving itself, this will eliminate the need for awkward 3-point, 4-point, or even 5-point turns when navigating tight environments like parking lots or narrow streets. The truck will simply go where you want it to go. The decision to upgrade to four-motor all-wheel drive works towards the same goal. We've already seen this four-motor powertrain used by Rivian for their R1T, which is marketed as a weekend warrior adventure truck, something that is equally fun to drive in the city as it is in the mountains. And a big part of keeping those weekend excursions into the wilderness fun is avoiding getting stuck or sliding off the path and crashing. Both of these unfortunate events are rendered nearly impossible by the Rivian's independent four-motor all-wheel drive. Now, I've never driven one, but it does seem like a foolproof system. As long as one wheel stays in contact with the ground, the truck is going to go where you want it to go. We've seen the kind of traction and stability that Tesla is capable of with three motors in the new Plaid vehicles. I think just the fact that every single Model S and X Plaid ever created hasn't already been crashed is a testament to just how stable these vehicles are. So I think that the combination of the two in the Cybertruck is going to make for a vehicle that people love to drive and are confident to drive in all scenarios and road conditions. Driving ability or experience doesn't really matter as much when so much of the experience is being augmented by technology. As someone who lives in a place where the ground is covered in snow and ice for 4 months out of the year, I can't imagine anything better. By the way, if you're enjoying the content we create here on the Tesla Space and would like to support us, check out our Patreon page. We've got some exclusive perks for our Patreon supporters, and it helps us grow the team and continue producing this content. So here is the latest drop from Elon. The Cybertruck will serve double duty as a boat. On September 29th, Elon wrote on Twitter, "Cybertruck will be waterproof enough to serve briefly as a boat, so it can cross rivers, lakes, and even seas that aren't too choppy." Totally unprompted, I guess that just came to his mind while he was dropping a deuce, and then he followed that up by writing, "Needs to be able to get from Starbase to South Padre Island, which requires crossing the channel." So that's a pretty wild claim. What we know for a fact is that Tesla vehicles do handle water exceptionally well. We've now seen plenty of examples of them driving through extremely flooded roads and pushing through like tanks while conventional vehicles end up literally dead in the water. A lot of this is because combustion vehicles have tailpipes, and if those get blocked by water, then CO2 can't escape the engine, and it halts the combustion process. These floodwater performances have also proven that the Tesla battery pack and electronic architecture is waterproof to the point where it won't short out even when submerged. But can a Tesla really float? That's all a matter of displacement. As long as an object displaces a mass of water that is equal to or greater than the mass of the object, it will float. And the Cybertruck has the advantage of being very long and very wide, similar shape to a barge, which we know is capable of floating a very large amount of mass. So it does check out. But can it actually be waterproof enough? Because if water starts leaking into your object, that will increase the mass, and eventually that displacement equation will flip, and the object will sink. At that point, don't even bother trying to tell your insurance company what happened. You will be blacklisted from all coverage for life. Elon wants his truck to navigate the channel of water that separates his Starbase rocket testing facility from the nearby island of South Padre. This makes sense because South Padre is the closest populated area to Starbase. But as it stands, they have to drive around the water in a big loop that takes a bit less than an hour to drive. If you were to cut straight across the 500-meter channel, Elon could get to town in just about 20 minutes. Elon said that he might consider an electric propeller on the tow hitch to increase the Cybertruck's marine velocity, or maybe devise a wheel hub design that can generate meaningful thrust. Whether or not the Cybertruck can be truly waterproof has a lot to do with how they construct the body, and that's something we are still learning about. We know that the plan for the Cybertruck was always to implement an exoskeleton-based unibody design. This is pretty unique for any vehicle, and it's especially unique for a pickup truck. Most vehicles already have a unibody construction. It means that the upper body of the vehicle and the lower frame are integrated into one structural mass. They share the load that the car experiences, and because that load is distributed among many parts, no one part has to be particularly strong. Pickup trucks are different. They use body-on-frame design, so the body and the frame are not integrated. The body is just dropped on top of the frame and bolted down. And they do this mostly because pickups need to be a modular design. There are so many use cases for a pickup truck. A long bed with a short 2-door cab, a long 4-door cab with a short bed, or even a long 4-door cab with a long bed. Truck platforms need to be adaptable to commercial applications like a tow truck or a flatbed. Because of this, a pickup frame has to be incredibly strong to stand alone under heavy load situations like towing. There are some unibody trucks, but they're more in the class of the Rivian, weekend warrior adventure trucks, and they're not considered to be proper utilitarian work trucks. With the Cybertruck, Tesla really wants to appeal to both sides. The giant stainless steel body is designed to be incredibly rugged and stand up to legitimate heavy work situations. And the exoskeleton will allow the Cybertruck to push past the limit of a conventional body-on-frame design. Even on a unibody design where the upper body is providing structure, the outer shell of the vehicle is still just dead weight. The panels do nothing to carry the load, but the Cybertruck has these big triangular-shaped steel panels. And even us non-engineering types know that triangles are very strong shapes, and steel is a very strong material. So the Cybertruck outer shell can actually serve as a load-bearing part of the structure, further distributing the weight across the vehicle body. So this eliminates the need entirely for the typical heavy-duty underframe of a pickup truck, and it even eliminates the need for a lot of the upper body structure that you'd find in a car. This reduces the overall weight and greatly reduces the complexity of the design, which in turn makes the truck cheaper and easier to manufacture. On that same note, we know that Tesla is implementing two of their cutting-edge design technologies from the new Model Y into the Cybertruck: the structural battery pack and the Giga casting. The structural pack uses the wide-diameter, steel-shelled 4680 cylindrical battery cells, sandwiched between two metal plates and filled with structural foam to create a solid brick at the center of the vehicle that serves double duty as battery and frame. It's incredibly rigid because you have a metal box filled with metal cylinders packed tight with a plastic foam that fills all voids within the box. It definitely is waterproof, and it's probably even bomb-proof. And Tesla is going to tie that structural battery together with two solid Giga castings to complete the underbody frame. Giga casting means you can form liquid metal in a giant mold to create large sections of the vehicle in a single piece. So the entire frame section in front of the battery will be a single casting, and the entire frame behind the battery will be a single casting. On a conventional vehicle like the Model Y, this means that both front and rear are formed with the same machine because they are more or less the same size. That's a 6,000-ton die casting machine. But looking at the Cybertruck, we can see that the front end is pretty short, but the rear end is very long, and that's why Tesla had to order an even bigger version of what was already the world's largest casting press. This is the 9,000-ton Giga press that was recently completed by the Italian Idra Corporation. They showcased the finished machine this summer and have already begun shipping it to Tesla for final assembly in Texas. At least one batch of components for the new press has already made landfall in the United States, and more should be on their way. These machines are massive, like the size of a small house, and they incorporate the melting furnace, the press, the extraction, all into one self-contained process. So it's going to take a while still for Tesla to get this set up and tested and calibrated for action on the Cybertruck production line. So here are two important things that we know incredibly little about. When will these trucks be in production, and how much will they cost? The tricky thing with Elon Musk is that he's almost always wrong when it comes to predicting timelines. He consistently runs on a schedule that is moving about twice as fast as the actual human capability to achieve his goals. But all we can really do is report on what he is claiming to be true at any given time. So, as it stands, the Cybertruck is said to be entering production at some point in 2023, and probably closer to midway through the year. I'll let you in on a little secret: that could be Elon Musk talking more shit. But if we look at the facts, we can say that Elon is closer to being correct than ever before. For example, the factory where the Cybertruck will be produced, Giga Austin, is actually up and running and producing Tesla vehicles at ever-increasing levels of volume. That was never the case when Elon made any of his previous timelines, but it is now. Also, that 9,000-ton Gigapress is complete and on its way to being operational on the production floor. That was also never the case when Elon was making up delivery timelines. If the press is necessary to make the truck, then you never could have possibly made the truck before the press. And thirdly, Tesla is in production of their new 4680 battery cell, which is critical to making that structural battery pack happen. They need the wide diameter cells to create the rigidity. The manufacturing of that particular battery didn't get off to a great start, but now the company has had a year to work through the process, and they seem to be doing pretty well at ironing out the kinks. They still have another 6 months or so to really get it together in time for the Cybertruck production run, so that doesn't seem so far-fetched either. As for how much this is all going to cost, with the 4-wheel steering, the 4-motor powertrain, the boat-level waterproofing, and the massive effect of price inflation on the cost of goods, it's definitely not going to be 69 grand. I can guarantee you that much. What do you think the final price of the Cybertruck is going to be when orders finally open up for real? And how mad are you that the $100 refundable deposit didn't lock in the original price point? Air your grievances down below. Elon is watching. Just kidding, he's not, but we'll read them. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up today if you liked it. That is so important for getting our content out to more people. If you enjoy the content, then you'd probably also enjoy our weekly newsletter, so sign up with the link down below at theteslaspace.com. A huge thank you to all of our Patreon supporters who are listed on the screen now. You help us make the best content we can, and we really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.